Hello, growers. Protect your crops from harmful insects with Modern Growers Insectanet. This top-tier insect netting made by Modern Grower shields your plants from pests and harsh weather, boosting your yields without harmful sprays. Insectanet's unique design allows 90% of the light to pass through and is easy to use with low tunnel systems like our Quick Hoops. It's soft, elastic, and durable, perfect for field use to help ensure that your crops thrive. Say goodbye to pest damage and hello to healthier, market-ready produce. Invest in Insectanet and see the difference it makes. Get Insectanet at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.
So all your revenue for the whole year comes in that 8-ish week window from when you open up to when you shut down.
Correct. So it's full-time farming for Dad and I. Dad will be there all year. He's retired. He's on projects. He wouldn't be anywhere else than the farm. I will be out there full-time from about March 1st through the end of July. And then I do other things.
That's a nice gig. I don't know why I'm surprised, because if you look at any woody crop, it's the same way. Apples or whatever, grapes, peaches you've mentioned, strawberries to some extent, depending on where you're at. Like, you sell it all once a year. Pumpkins, people who do that type of stuff. Some people are sweet corn, and that's all they do. Even conventional farmers, right? Like, you get corn or soybeans, like you just run it once and then you're done. So I've been so indoctrinated, so close in this market farming of either 365 farming or 40-week farming, that 8 weeks and then going from March to the end of July and having all that other time, it's pretty amazing.
It's been really awesome. Honestly, the mindset for us is, why would I have empty space that I'm going to plant later and take to market later, when I can plant it all now and sell it all now? And what we do with the rest of the year is cover crops. So we get 2 solid cover crops, a summer cover after everything's burnt up and we close in the middle of July, and a good winter cover on most of it. Some stuff has to go in earlier, but it really has improved the soil a lot as well.
Let's say you had to and you wanted to get another succession in there. Not from a growing standpoint, but like from a market standpoint, could you get another one in like fall time frame? Or
it's a good question.
There's some risk of burning out that audience where the limitedness of it is what draws people?
There's a greater risk of burning out the farmers, honestly.
Okay.
It's very intense for Dad and I. So you can imagine it's 8 weeks of entertaining and farming hard. It's a hard 8 weeks. It's worth it. But I don't know that it would work out. Growing wise, though, it would. And we do have a decent fall season here in North Texas. You can't get stuff in until the temps start coming down. But I worry more about the school year, because most of our guests are families with kids, and we hit just the first blackberries ripening right when the school year ends. And we are beating people off with a stick. Everybody wants to go outside with their kids. I don't know how that would work in the fall. I don't know anybody who does an actual pumpkin patch. We get asked about that a lot. But growing pumpkins, those suckers take 100, 120 days, whatever. I'm giving up space in my summer plants if I'm going to have pumpkins.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that just doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah. A few years ago, I visited somebody who did a corn maze, and that was their business. Like they grew that, and they had more or less the month of October, and they made an obscene amount of money and had like tens of thousands of people there.
Yeah.
Because you can just stack on other stuff.
To me, that's more, it's not really food or educational focus, just for fun, which is great. But what we really like about the Pick Your Own thing is that primarily, more than anything, we are feeding people, right? We are nourishing our community. We're pumping out 35, 40,000 pounds of food in those 2 months, this man and me, right? That's what we really find rewarding about it.
You strike me as an outgoing person. Do you have to be like on the ball, walking around? I don't want to say selling it, but semi-tour guide, amping
It
people up, that
helps.
type of thing.
It helps for sure because the people want to come out and they want to meet the farmer. They always want to meet the farmer. Where's the farmer? They ask my grader or whatever, and they'll point to dad, and he's got his farmer costume on, right? Is what we call it. Like we put on our clown shoes and we are happy, smiley, fun farmers, which we are anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
it very much is part of it.
What can you make in 8 weeks?
So last year we made 151,000. We, like I said, about 25% of that was admission. And that breaks down into a season pass as well as day admission, which I can talk about if you want. But the produce itself was just over 100,000. And like I said, we're not picked clean yet. We're still having waste and loss because we're limited by things like this year, for example, there were some terrible storms. El Nino was not kind to us, and our tents got trashed a couple times. We had to close, cancel 2 sold out picks because we didn't have tents. So that just pushes everything behind, right? It's a domino effect of, oh, now the tomatoes are overripe. Now I need to spend a couple hours cleaning them off. Not only have I lost the revenue, I've lost time, right? So this winter, hopefully one of our projects is building a permanent pole barn so we can get away from the tents. That will fix that problem. But frosts, we lose our earliest blackberry to frost. It's cruel, actually, this story. So in 2020, we had the first year production on this primocane blackberry called Primark Freedom. They're grown in other places for the primocane berry, but actually the floricane crop down here is massive berries, early, right? Middle of May, really highly desirable. But so we planted them in their first production year was 2020, and it was just a massive, gorgeous crop. Every year since, they've been nipped. Every year since. So what we thought was the normal year in 2020, we were like, dang it, we lost him in 21. We lost him in 22. We lost him in 23. Now we're like, that was the abnormal year. And that berry is actually too early for here. So now we've got to go and we're going to invest in some frost mitigation, sprinklers and stuff, and try to see what we could do to actually keep that berry. But so all this to say, we're doing the work for more money than we are making. We are not yet at peak production or peak picking. So at our scale that we're at right now, I think we'll clear 200. And then our costs are between 30 and 35%. So all of the ability to grow way more food and sell more food has just beefed our top line up so much, but it hasn't cost us anymore. We haven't had to hire anybody. Dad and I still do 100% of the growing by ourselves because the growing is all the work we have to do.
Hello, growers. If you enjoy podcasts like this one, tune into my podcast In Search of Soil on YouTube for a deep dive into the mysteries beneath our feet. Join me as I explore topics such as mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms, compost, biochar, and more. It's a soil nerd's dream. We're going deep. We're talking to scientists about all things soil related. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a gardener just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Check out In Search of Soil on YouTube.